What's up guys, CJ here, and welcome back to the very first installment of a brand new series, Hybrid Network Universe, HNU. HNU will give us the opportunity to take existing franchises and give our spin on exactly how we tackle them on the big screen, from DC to Marvel to the Alien series and more. But while HN Universe is a brand new offering from Hybrid Network, it might seem familiar to some of you older viewers to start, because in the first wave of HNU, we'll be resurrecting a fan favorite, Josh's original DC Cinematic Universe screenplays, which began way back in 2013. They've been dusted off and updated, and we hope you'll enjoy them just as much as you did then. So get settled and strapped in for HNU's DC Universe, starting with the first chapter of Phase 1, Green Lantern Emerald Guardian. Enjoy! From the blank canvas of darkness came creation, and from that creation came sensations, both visible and invisible to life. While certain creations felt joy, others felt pain. Some felt fear, but others learned to have courage. This began the cosmic energy reserves, later known as the emotional spectrums of light. Long ago in the past, a race of beings came into power called the Guardians of the Universe. As one of the first civilizations to detect and manipulate the emotional spectrum energies, they hoped to bring order to a chaotic galaxy. We then transitioned to a montage of the Manhunter androids and their failure, resulting in them being sent into the antimatter universe. As they can't be destroyed permanently, this is the safest way to dispose of them. We then jumped to the formation of the Green Lantern Corps, and jumped further to the present day. At this point in time, the Green Lantern Corps is a powerhouse force in the galaxy, respected by many as the law-enforcing agency, while others see them as a paramilitary unit enforcing their will onto others. Deep in space, we're introduced to Major Abin Sur and his partner, First Lieutenant Thal Sinestro, fighting a gang of aliens in search of Atrocitus. Atrocitus is a well-known criminal throughout the galaxy, gone mad with rage after his family was murdered. Abin Sur and Sinestro find and capture Atrocitus, while Sinestro stays to search the area for any stolen technology Atrocitus might have taken, one of the various crimes that he's known for. While Abin Sur is taking Atrocitus to prison, Atrocitus starts yelling about how the Manhunters have returned and will kill them all. Shocked by the mention of the Manhunters, thought to be destroyed long ago, Abin Sur questions Atrocitus as they head to a GLC station nearby. During this, it's revealed that a strange being told Atrocitus about the Manhunters, and with this information, Abin Sur calls Oa to report this. While Abin Sur is distracted, Atrocitus escapes his restraints and activates a piece of Manhunter tech he had hidden. A few seconds later, a group of Manhunter drones arrives, attacking the ship, taking Abin Sur's attention away from Atrocitus. Atrocitus takes an escape pod from the ship, while Abin Sur sends an emergency transmission to Sinestro. Major Sur then attempts to battle the Manhunters, but becomes overwhelmed and critically wounded. Turning on autopilot, he heads towards the closest planet with a breathable atmosphere in the direction of Oa, crashing onto Earth. Abin Sur attempts to keep himself alive with the ring, but he's too far from his lantern. He's pinned by the crash and can't focus injury to move with his injuries, and he eventually succumbs to his wounds. We then cut to experimental test pilot Hal Jordan, who, while flying a new experimental jet, experiences issues threatening to cause a crash. Maintaining his composure as he deals with various errors, he lands the jet, although the landing resulted in a few $100,000 in damage. From landing the jet, he goes to his locker taking the anxiety pills he's been prescribed, but he then reflects on a picture of him and his father in his locker. Taking a deep breath, he grabs some water and a Cliff Bar before heading to a meeting about the flight test with Ferris Aircraft Management. The CEO of the company, Carl Ferris, asks Hal if he's okay, as his father died from a plane explosion testing a Ferris aircraft. Hal plays everything cool, hiding his true feelings before he's eventually allowed to leave the base. As he drives away, he gets an odd feeling, making him almost pulled towards the Mojave. He ignores it as he returns to his apartment in downtown Coast City, California, but the next day, another model of the experimental jet from yesterday is prepared for testing, as Ferris Aircraft's engineers feel the error was caused by a disturbance with the sensors and instruments. Assuming the error was easily fixable, they think the aircraft is safe for testing. While he's told he doesn't have to do it today, Hal decides to test the jet anyways, but before he goes into the jet, he takes his anxiety pills with him, slipping them into his jacket. While in the jet, everything is going fine until the errors occur again, and it seems like the jet's about to crash. Hal then ejects, watching the jet crash, while next to it, a green glow appears. Hal then takes some of his anxiety pills before heading towards the crash site. When he reaches the jet, he instead wanders, going to the glowing object and feeling a similar pull, the same feeling that he felt the day before. There, Hal finds the body of Abin Sur with the ring in the palm of his hand, emitting the glow. Almost gravitating to the ring, he approaches it, and it then fuses to his hand, Ben 10 style. Immediately, it downloads basic information about the Green Lantern Corps, and from here, the ring instructs him to grab the lantern, upon which he's sent into space. While hurtling through space, Hal's anxiety begins kicking in, but he just closes his eyes and tries to focus on the ring and thinking about not dying. Once he stops flying, the ring tells him he has reached Oa, home of the Green Lantern Corps. Hal then meets the Guardians, and the Guardians explain to him the Corps, the ring, how to use basic functions such as universal communication modes, and more. After this introduction, he's placed under the mentorship of Abin Sur's former partner, Thal Sinestro. Assigned the rank of private, we get his training scene, similar to the one in Batman Begins, with 2 years having gone by once he completes it. A major part of his teaching that Sinestro tried imparting with Hal was his usage of pills to overcome his anxiety and fear, but instead he's simply burying his anxiety and fear, and upon completing the specialized 2-year training with Sinestro, Hal is promoted to Private First Class. He then journeys on his first mission with Sinestro. There are mysterious killings regarding criminals, and while in Space Sector 0666, they get a priority report of a massacre occurring throughout the sector. The massacre seems centered on the planet Reboot, home of Atrocitus. Once there, Hal and Sinestro witness the first documented proof of the Manhunter's existence, which ends with several Lanterns dying and most life on the planet killed due to the sheer number of Manhunters. Sinestro and Hal, among other Lanterns, return to Oa. Many Lanterns question the Guardians regarding the Manhunters, wondering why there are any left and how they survived. The Guardians reveal the truth behind the Manhunters and their banishment. They couldn't be destroyed due to their self-repairing nature, so they were sent to another universe. There, they were assumed dormant without a connection to a power source such as the Owen Central Power Battery, but it seems that they've gained a new power source. Sinestro proposes that they destroy the new power source, rendering them dormant, yet again as the Guardians develop a new means to destroy them. The GLC learn that their new power source is most likely located in the antimatter universe, so Hal, Sinestro, Kilowog, Toma Ray, and more journey there. Upon arrival in the antimatter universe, they face many Manhunters until they see a giant power battery, seemingly converting antimatter energy into power for the Manhunters. Once they approach the battery, they destroy it, thinking they're done, until an extremely powerful Manhunter, the Alpha Manhunter, appears. This Manhunter commands the others to attack the Green Lanterns offensively instead of defensively, while Sinestro goes directly against the Alpha Manhunter, as he's considered the most powerful Lantern among the group. While in battle, the Alpha Manhunter reveals how many Lanterns have died so far, and how many will die via equations mathematically in its programming. This doesn't faze Sinestro until the Alpha Manhunter remarks how a Manhunter killed Abin Sur, as Atrocitus used part of a Manhunter to kill him, so it makes it seem as if one killed him. Faced with the thought that someone he considered a better Lantern than himself fell to a Manhunter causes Sinestro to experience severe doubts during the fight, which allows the Alpha Manhunter to gain the upper hand and best him. And seeing this, Hal saves Sinestro from the Alpha Manhunter, commencing an epic fight to ensue. During the battle to try messing with Hal's concentration, the Manhunter briefly hacks his ring's memory database, saying he's only in the Corps to run away from accepting what's happened with his father. These thoughts caused buried feelings of fear to resurface, weakening Hal's concentration and his constructs. Gaining a clear edge over Hal, the Alpha Manhunter prepares for a killing blow until Sinestro releases an intense blast of concentrated willpower, which destroys the Manhunter. Hal and the rest of the Lanterns then return to Oa with an update for the Guardians. Impressed with Sinestro's performance, he receives a promotion to Captain, while Hal receives a promotion to Corporal. The Guardians reveal they plan on destroying the Manhunters once and for all with a special virus. This virus, called the Rao virus, is based on Kryptonian and Reach technology. The virus will replace certain sequences in the Manhunters' programming, which will prevent them from self-healing, while also cutting off their ability to connect to their overall hive mind and store energy. To deliver the virus, however, they'll need to upload it to the power source connected to all of them, since Sinestro destroyed the Alpha. The Guardians give a location for the antimatter universe counterpart to Oa, which is called Quard. They claim this is the most likely location of not only inhabitants, but the power source. From this point, a small stealth team of Sinestro, Toma Ray, and Hal Jordan are sent to the antimatter universe to upload the virus. On Quard, the Lantern team finds a group of native called Thunderers tinkering with Manhunter drone parts. From here, Sinestro tells Hal and Tomar to keep going to the power source's signal while he records what the Thunderers are doing with the drone parts. Hal and Tomar leave Sinestro behind as they find what they call the Quardian power battery. Upon scanning the power source, it seems to be powering the drones with the yellow light from the emotional spectrum. Hal seems eager to destroy the power battery, but gets blasted by a new model of Manhunters, now channeling yellow energy. Hal gets hit a few more times, which begins not only triggering his fears and anxieties, but seemingly makes him relive moments of his life relating to the feelings. As he relives the death of his father, which causes his anxiety, Hal sees himself as a kid again, watching the jet explode. While rushing to the crash site, he has conflicting feelings, also remembering finding the body of Abin Sur. This time, Abin Sur is alive and counsels Hal, though, almost as if he's a personified version of Hal's courage he's gained in this new chapter of his life. Abin Sur tells Hal that he needs to let this moment inspire him, not hold him back, as having the courage to succeed where others have failed is scary, but can make the world and the universe better for it. The inspiring words of Abin Sur are joined in by Hal's father appearing to him. He tells Hal he's proud of the man he's not only become, but the man that he can grow to be as a Green Lantern. Hal then goes from being a child to his adult self with a new Green Lantern uniform on, this uniform being a blend of the traditional uniform and his father's flight suit. He sees he's surrounded by the yellow energy with Tama Ray, which is causing the fear dreams, but Hal concentrates and breaks the energy before destroying the new drone. With the now freed Toma Ray, they find Sinestro, who has a full report on the group he calls the Weapon Masters of Cord, responsible for restarting the Manhunters. As they upload the virus, they notice a group of drones flying to attack them, but, however, by the time the Manhunters are close enough to attack, they all deactivate, allowing Hal, Sinestro, and Toma Ray to leave Cord. We then see the Weapon Masters watch as the Lanterns leave as their leader smiles. Back on Oa, the team receives praise for their work on Cord, while the Guardians officially assign Hal Jordan to Sector 2814. This allows him the ability to return home until he's called for his next mission. Hal also begins officer training under the Guardian at Ganthet, but the film ends with the Green Lanterns charging their rings on Oa. But when Sinestro charges his, something odd happens as the rings briefly act up, and we see a small yellow entity deep in the power battery. The scene then fades to black and the credits roll. We hope you enjoyed this first installment of HNU and the first installment of our take on the DC Cinematic Universe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below, and tune in next time for Batman, the Dark Detective. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.